The time is 6:30 p.m. and the regular session of the Louisville Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of Tuesday, October 1st, 2019 is called to order, and we do have a quorum present. Item number 2 on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the September 3rd, 2018 meeting. That might be a typo in the presentation. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, may I have a motion to approve as presented?
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Alvin.
Second.
Seconded by Karen. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 3 is public hearing for consent agenda for a plat. Item 3A is a final plat of Country Ridge Edition, Lot 1AR, Block A, on a 1.022 acres. This is out of the Wiley B. Hunter Survey. Abstract number 552, Zone Local Commercial, LC. It's located on the southwest corner of Bel Air Boulevard and Southwest Parkway, being a replat of Country Ridge Edition, Block A, Lot 1A. June?
Good evening, Commissioners. There is one plat on the public hearing consent agenda to be considered for approval. There are no variances requested. Staff recommends that the Planning and Zoning Commission approve the plat as is presented.
Okay, thank you, June. Are there any questions? Okay, at this time we'll open up the public hearing. Anyone that wishes to speak, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. Having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, again, any comments? If not, may I have a motion on item 3A, final plat of Country Ridge?
Move to approve.
Move to approve by Mary Ellen.
Second.
Seconded by Aram. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right. Item number 4 is a regular hearing for plats. It's a public hearing for a preliminary plat of Castle Hills, SWC JWH Edition, containing 4 commercial lots, 1 multifamily lot, and it's on 27.42 acres. This is out of the T. Wilson Survey, abstract number 1352, R.R. Hardin Survey, abstract number 613, and the B. Schoonover Survey, abstract number 1209. It's with a General Business 2, GB2, and Multifamily 3, MF3, zoning designation, located on the southwest corner of Windhaven Parkway and Josie Lane, containing 1 associated variance as requested by the Land Design Incorporated on behalf of Breco Lands CH LLC, the property owner. Jonathan?
Good evening, Commissioners. Staff has reviewed the preliminary plat and has met all the requirements found in the General Development Ordinance, with the exception of 1 requested variance. The requested variance is to allow a street, drainage, and pedestrian easement in lieu of required right-of-way dedication for right turn lane on Windhaven Parkway and Josie Lane. There are 2 deceleration lanes required for the subdivision. The developer is proposing to dedicate a 12-foot wide street easement instead of a 12-foot right-of-way to allow for a more consistent building line setback. This variance has been granted before to the 121-544 edition and the Track K edition, both in Castle Hills. This variance is proposed to go before City Council on October 21st.
Okay, thank you. Questions for staff? Okay, if not, we'll open up the public hearing. Anyone that wishes to speak on this subject, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. Having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, comments? Okay, then may I have a motion on item 4A, preliminary plat of Castle Hills?
Motion to approve.
Motion by William.
Second.
Seconded by Alvin. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Item 5 is public hearing, zoning, and special use permits. Item 5A is excuse me, consideration of a special use for minor automotive services on approximately 1.49 acres, legally described as Lot 1, Block A, Byram Bel Air Addition, located at 125 Bel Air Boulevard, Zone Local Commercial District, LC, as requested by Richard A. Calvert of Calvert and Company Architects on behalf of Wayne Byram, property owner, case number SUP 2019-10-12. Jonathan?
Commissioners, B&B Muffler is a minor automotive service provider that's looking to locate at 125 Bel Air Boulevard. They do minor work on automotive vehicles such as muffler repair, and no vehicles will be stored on site overnight. They are proposing to occupy roughly 1/3 of this existing building. The existing building has enhanced building materials, and all of the required trees are planted on site. As part of this special use permit, the applicant is proposing to rehabilitate the existing awnings by repainting them and plant a shrub row along Bel Air Boulevard and along the western property line. The shrub row on the western property line will help screen the overhead doors from the church, the adjacent church. They are also proposing to remove the pole sign as part of the special use permit. At this time, they are not looking to replace the sign, but they have indicated on the plans that any future signage will be a low-profile monument sign. Staff, is there any questions?
Questions, Commissioners? Okay, I guess not, Jonathan. Thank you very much. This time we'll open up the public hearing. Anyone that wishes to speak, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. Mr. Anthony, did you want to speak? Okay. If not, we'll close the public hearing. Commissioners, may I have a motion for 5A, special use permit for minor automotive services?
Move to approve.
Moved by Mary Ellen,
Second.
seconded by William. Those in favor signify aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimous.
Commissioners, this item will be appearing before City Council on November 4th for a second public hearing.
Thank you. Okay, item 5B is consideration of a special use permit for a boat and RV storage outdoor facility on approximately 12.03 acres of land legally described as Tract 10 and 11, J.W. Haven Survey, Abstract 541, excuse me, and Tract 33 and 34 of the J.W. King Survey, Abstract 695, Zoned Warehouse WH District, located at 801 South Railroad Street, as requested by Steve Homeyer of Homeyer Engineering on behalf of Louisville Lake RV Club, LLC, the property owner. This is case number SUP 2019-10-11. June?
Yes, Commissioners, Louisville Lake RV, they presented their first proposal back in 2015, which was approved by City Council for construction. However, the project did not get built, and now they're ready to build it again. They're asking for the new SUP to approve for this proposal. The project is located along Railroad Street, that is directly north of the new floor office that's getting built, which is directly north of the Terra Enterprise, the commercial parking lot that we approved last year. So this project, they have a limited frontage on Railroad Street. The majority of the storage will happen toward the back of the site, which is at least about 800 to 900 feet away from the railroad frontage. And they are proposing to provide an office building with 100% masonry on the first floor and stucco on the second floor along the railroad street, and focus majority of their landscape enhancement all along the railroad street where it will be most visible from the public. They do request that they be approve of 2 variances. So based on our general development ordinance, any non-climate controlled storage facility, we require them to provide parking surrounding the building, like a parallel parking surrounding the building, because we assume that people who are storing their items will need to park their vehicles in front of their storage unit to load and unload. Because they are storing vehicles, there are RVs, trailers, and boats, we assume that they don't necessarily need those spaces, so staff has no objection to that variance request. Another variance request that they're bringing forth is that we typically require any outdoor receptacle to be surrounded on 3 sides with masonry wall that matches the building. However, where they're proposing their dumpster, it will be 900 feet away from the street frontage, and it will also be behind the 10-foot metal screening wall that they're proposing, so that staff has no objections. I did provide a copy of new signage material. Originally, staff has reviewed the sign proposal, which was oversized for SUP consideration, where we would only recommend low-profile monument sign. They have come up with a better proposal to express that they are interested in working with the city and meeting the requirement. However, staff has reviewed it, and there are slight modifications that still needs to be made to the proposal. We still ask you to put that condition that their signage meet our regulation for the monument sign, and all other signs meet our development ordinances. I think only thing I didn't cover is probably the fence. They are proposing to provide a 8-foot masonry fence along the railroad street wherever the storage facility will be, a portion of storage building will be located, and they are proposing to use 8-foot ornamental fences around the actual office building. They are proposing to use a metal screening all surrounding the entire property for security reasons. Do you have any other questions that I didn't cover?
So there's no repair facility associated, right?
My understanding is it is just a storage facility only. The applicant is here if you have more detail, so we can forward that question to them. Any other questions for staff?
Well, the other question was dumping station, no?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you, June.
Okay, thank you.
This time we'll open up the public hearing. Anyone that wishes to speak, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. Mr. Holmeyer?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Steve Holmeyer. I'm with Holmeyer Engineering. I'm the civil engineer on this particular project. To address your comment, there is no repair facility on site. Not to say that, there won't be some repairs done for AC units or whatever that might need, repair as needed, but there's not a repair service facility there. And we will have a dump station for the services of the people that are occupying the facility. As June had indicated, we came through in 2015 and we had the site approved, but that particular ownership group was from out of state, and for whatever reason they decided not to build the project, and so our new ownership group is here locally, and they will be moving forward with this particular project. But at the time of the approval, we had a metering station that will meter the sewer back into the city's facilities. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any other questions that you might have.
Commissioners? No, I guess we're good, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else to speak? If not, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, comments? If not, may I have a motion on item 5B, special use permit for boat and RV storage.
Move to approve on the condition that the freestanding signage be limited to monument sign and that all signage on site meet all sign ordinances.
I think June got that, didn't you? Okay. Motion by Karen.
Second.
Seconded by Alvin. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right. Item number 6 is other business. Oh,
Yes,
wait a minute.
before we move forward, this item will be considered by City Council for second and final decision on the November 4th.
Thank you, June. Item number 6 is other business. Following this, we'll have the Overlay District Board meeting, and we'll go right into that after we adjourn. And then following that will be the Transportation Board meeting that will follow the overlay. And there'll be like a 10-minute break between the overlay and the Transportation Board, so all the paperwork can be handled. So may I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn by Mary Ellen,
Second.
seconded by Karen. Those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No opposed? Meeting adjourned. The time is 6:47 p.m. and the Overlay District Board meeting of October 1st, 2019 is now called to order. This is a special session and we do have a quorum present. Item number 2 is consideration of 5 alternative standards excuse me, associated with the facade changes for Courtyard at Marriott on a 3.14 acre lot. It's legally described as Vista Ridge Edition, Block 1, Lot 1B, located at 2701 Lake Vista Drive, zoned light commercial, L1, and it's requested by Tim Wilhelm of Nelson Architecture on behalf of W2005/Fargo Hotels Realty, LP, the property owner. This is case number ODB 2019-10-02. June?
Thank you, board members. So the Courtyard by Marriott is an existing hotel. Currently, it has 100% EIFS surface and on all exterior walls. They found that they needed to repair the exterior wall. In doing so, they are coming to propose exterior changes to reflect their new rebranding characteristics, which actually creates more articulation vertically and breaks apart the monotonous surface. They do propose to remove the porte-cochere to go for more of a modern interpretation of their hotel branding, and they are proposing to make some landscape enhancement where possible. They did develop with extra landscaping than what was required at that time. So we are bringing forth before you alternative standards. There are a total of 5 alternative standards, which 2 of them can be approved by the Overlay District Board, and we ask that you make recommendation on 3 of them. So typically, for repainting and repairing the EIFS wall, they would not be required to make enhancement to the exterior or the landscaping, and any similar projects outside of Overlay District Board would not be required to meet these standards. So they are requesting to reduce the minimum required windows along the ground floor on both Lake Vista and on 121. We require that to create more of you're walking by a space. However, these are the hotels where they are not proposing any change to the room layouts. The windows were provided for each room, so staff has no objection to this request. That should cover both item A and B. However, item A can be approved by the Overlay District Board versus Item B needs to go to City Council for their consideration as their percentages exceed what is allowed to be approved by the district board. They're also requesting to waive the required 80% brick and stone requirement. The applicant is proposing to repair them. So typically, if it was a repair, it can be done under a building permit where they can just repair and repaint. In this case, they are proposing to make improvements, which actually adds additional characteristics that is recommended by the I-35 Overlay District standards. So staff has no objection to this request. And they are asking to allow 4 colors instead of 3. And lastly, they're asking to space the trees a little bit more further apart than 40 feet in some of the sections. So in proposing to add more trees where they wanted to meet the spacing requirement, discovered that there's a water line that goes to the portion of the corner where it meets the 121 and Lake Vista intersects. So they are asking for that section to not plant any trees, which is supported by the engineering for the safety reasons. Staff has approved modification to provide 15-foot wide landscape islands in lieu of required 16, since it's a 7% decrease. To sum it up, the applicant is asking for 5 alternate standards, which A and D can be approved by the district board, and we ask that you make recommendations to item B, C, and E. The owner's representative was flying in to attend this meeting from Atlanta. He unfortunately texted me saying that their flight got delayed, but he said if you guys have any questions, he will try to stay on his cell phone for any questions.
Okay.
Any question for staff?
Questions, commissioners?
What's the requirement for when you add landscape? Do they have to add irrigation for that landscaping?
So the irrigation, I believe it's existing right now, so I think that should still be able to service the additional trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who makes the decision on whether or not that's adequate or not?
I think that's the building official when they review the building permits and irrigation permits. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay, June, thank you very much. Comments, concerns, questions? If not, may I have a motion on the 5 alternate standards associated with the facade changes at the courtyard of Marriott?
So I'll recommend approval per the staff recommendation.
Okay, motion by William.
To approve the items A and B, D, and to recommend approval of the B, C, and E to the City Council.
Correct.
Said very graciously. May I have a second?
A second.
Second by Mary Ellen. Those in favor, signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3. Oh, wait a minute. Do we need a comment?
This item will appear before City Council meeting on October 21st.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Now, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn by Karen,
Second.
seconded by Alvin. Those in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.